Hello, everyone. My name is Michela Mlone, and I'm a professional dancer and choreographer, and I live in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to my channel. Never thought I would ever say that. Here we are. I decided to open this channel with the hope that I can maybe help somebody that feels a little lost in the dance world and in the dance business, or maybe to help the future generation of dancers, and in general to try to help the community of dancers to know more and find more resources. I remember when I started dancing professionally, which my story is a little different, so maybe we'll get to that. When I first moved to LA, I remember I felt extremely lost. I didn't know almost anyone. I really didn't know what to do, although I have been like a dancer my whole life, and I have been working before as a professional dancer as well. But the markets are a little different, and there's always something new to learn. I felt really lucky because somebody decided to help me and share their knowledge with me and kind of mentor me in a few things that there was no way I could know without having worked here and without having lived here. So that I remember I felt so grateful, and I remember that cut so much my learning curve, or the time I was supposed to spend to figure out things, because in some way some things I had already figured out because of the help of this friend. But I remember looking for more information, maybe somebody to share their opinions, how to do things, and I just remember feeling overwhelmed and not finding much, because I don't know, maybe it's gatekeeping, or maybe just people don't have the time to do this. So I am hoping that this will help someone to, feel clarity and maybe understand a little bit more about the dance world, because it's very complicated. It's way broader than you think. There's so many things that work differently depending on what you want to do. I would like to start saying everyone's career is different, okay? Let's start with that, because a lot of people have a really, really hard time accepting and understanding that your career ain't gonna look like your friend, okay? It's not like that. It's not like that. Everybody has a slightly different path. There's guidelines, but everybody looks different. Everybody has a different background. Everybody has different abilities. Everybody has a different network. Everybody, there's so many things that you cannot just expect to do like your bestie, okay? It's just different. So, how did I start dancing? That is a great question. I started dancing because my mom put me in dance. I was born and raised in Italy. My mom is Brazilian, so I am Italian and Brazilian. Yes, I speak both languages. I am both, okay? My mom always raised me dancing in the house. She taught me a lot of Brazilian dances that she knew. Although she wasn't a professional dancer, like she passed me everything she had learned, and her love for movement and arts and all of that. And she tried to put me in pre-dance when I was like 4 or 5, and that did not work. I was too shy. I had problems with my Italian. Yeah, that's another story time. Bilingual child. I was struggling, okay? Nobody understood me. I was starting a sentence in Italian and ending it in Portuguese. So then she brought me back when I was 6. And when I was 6, I actually did the class and everything. And from there, I kept dancing pretty much like forever until now. I grew up in kind of like a small-ish town. The city wasn't quite full of work opportunities for dance. Somehow I ended up having some opportunities, and that is why I booked my first professional job, so paid professional job, at 10 and a half years old. So I needed my parents' permission. Actually, my dad came with me to the job. He accompanied me, and I still remember it. I still remember part of it. It's been a while, but I remember we had 3 shows per day. They were like 30-minute shows, and I wasn't dancing all the 30 minutes, but it was quite intense. It was an intense schedule, I remember, and I really loved it. And it was in Germany. So my first professional job, not only was at 10 and a half years old, it was in Germany, another country. And we stayed there like a week, if I'm not wrong. It was something about shoes. It was like a worldwide exposition thing for like shoe brands. And so the shoe brands were trying to attract new investors, I think, and stuff like that. So every shoe brand had like a booth and stuff, but like our shoe brand was from Italy. It was like a kids shoe brand. I don't even know if they still exist. And they had put up like 2 different shows, and it was quite a lot. It was great. It was great. So I remember having a lot of fun, and for the first time, like, I always thought I wanted to dance in my life, but I think that was one of the moments where I was like, I wouldn't mind doing this as a job. And that was the ruin of my life. No, I'm just kidding. After that, I still booked a few gigs. After that, long story short, did university, and then after that decided to move to LA. It is very daunting sometimes to ask questions, and lately I've been receiving some beautiful DMs on Instagram where people from like different countries are asking me questions about dance career in general. And so I had the idea to open this channel so that it may be like, maybe so that we can have a conversation going. So what do I do here in Los Angeles? I work with different dance companies, which means you may find me dancing for a specific show, like concert dance, like in a theater, in shows in museums. I may teach for these companies to dance residencies, which are short-term residencies. I'm represented. So I have a dance agent and a commercial agent. So I will be auditioning all the time for music videos, TV, concerts, stadium tours, all this stuff, which is the dance industry. You may find me also in some corporate events, which I had never heard about it before, but they are very fun. And it's a different side of the dance world and the entertainment world. I am currently working on my own choreographic project and show, and I have been within administration also of like dance companies. I've worked a little bit also behind the scenes, like, making shows happen, all the logistics behind it, all the rehearsals and stuff. I do and have done different things. I really do like to explore the different sides of the dance business and the dance world. If you have any specific questions, please write it in the comments. Me on my different social medias. Shoot me a DM. If I don't see it soon, like, I usually go through my requests. The easiest way is write your question in the comment section. I will read it, and I can see if I can answer, if I have the answer to that, or maybe if I know somebody that has the answer to that, so that I can make another video answering your questions. If you're interested in learning more about the dance world, the business side also of the dance world, like how does that become a job? What are some things to look out for? And in general, all the tips that you may want to know as a pre-professional dancer or as a professional dancer that you just want to learn more, please like and subscribe and let me know your next question. Bye.